everyone, and welcome back to my channel. We are going to record another WIP Chat today, this time around without any tags or prepared questions, so let's see how this is going. I just thought I would try and do this impromptu style. Not sure how far we are going to come with that. Maybe first, the painting I'm working on is called Adorn. It's a painting I got from DIY Moon Shop, and it's one of Anna Dittman's artist collaboration paintings. This one, I put washi tape on top of it, but I think it was 52 by 60 centimeters, and it has 40 colors. And this is the section I'm going to work on today. We might be interrupted in a few minutes by the mailman, because actually I'm supposed to get my DAC order. Both of them. I did place 2 orders, naughty me. I did order during the buy 2 get 1 free, and I also ordered when their new release came out the other week, and yeah. Talk about impulse buyers and no control whatsoever. I'm not sorry. Yeah, so it's actually supposed to be delivered today. DHL has informed me that it's supposed to be here. One thing I'm a bit worried about is that it's not on the delivery truck as of yet, at least according to the tracking. It might lie to me, I'm not sure. But I'm also a bit worried because DAC combined my 2 orders into one package, which is smart because it's saving shipping costs for them, because I paid the shipping costs for both packages. But it might cause problems with customs. It is going to be a pretty big package, I assume, with 5 paintings in there, so yeah. I'm worried that the fact that it's not loaded on the truck yet, which usually happens about 9 in the morning and it's now 10:30, could mean it's actually not going to be delivered to me but to the local customs office. And then things are going to get expensive for me. Because both orders combined won't just cost me tax, they will also cost me customs. Let's hope not. Yeah. So what else is going on in my world? Easter happened. I don't know how it is for you, but we usually have to travel and visit all the family during the holidays. Well, no, let's be honest, we have to visit the boyfriend's family during the holidays. They are the ones who insist on it every single time. And I was the one insisting on visiting not just his parents, but my parents, which did turn it into a stressful journey, I will admit that, but I am quite honestly fed up, guys. Unfortunately, my not quite mother-in-law happens to have her birthday on December 25th. Fabulous. And even though she is a grown-up woman, she insists on celebrating this birthday every year. And maybe that doesn't sound strange to you, but it is very, very strange to me because my family does not do stuff like that. And it usually causes conflict over Christmas because, you know, my family would like to see me from time to time as well. I know, strange. And that's also the reason why I actually told the boyfriend years ago that we are going to do a switch around. Every other year we are going to visit his parents, but not mine. And the following year we are going to visit my parents, but not his. Birthday be damned, because I don't give a flying monkeys. Yeah. You can guess it has so far never worked out once. First year around, it was my parents' turn. He decided to drop me off at my parents and then go back to his and spend the time with his parents, because it seems that a 60-plus woman can't be alone over Christmas, according to my boyfriend. I was very happy about that, you can imagine. Next year it was his parents' turn, so no problem whatsoever. We did not go and visit my parents like I had said. They were fine with that. And consequently, in the next year, we once again visited mine, and although he came along this time, we basically visited my parents on the 25th and 26th, returned home, and then went to see his parents on the 28th. Yeah. Right, Lola. My opinion exactly. The reason why I'm telling you this is last year would have been my parents' turn. But it turned out that my mother-in-law turned 70. And she was quite insistent we had to spend this day with her, even though it wasn't her turn. All right, big baby, we did that. And naughty me, I don't remember if I said it on Christmas or when they were here in February for the boyfriend's birthday. I mentioned that my mother had her 60th birthday this April, and that I was planning to visit her on the Easter weekend, because my mother's birthday was last week, Tuesday, so right before Easter. And we thought, yeah, that's a good, or I thought that's a good opportunity. We could visit her over the Easter weekend. Yeah. They still insisted we would come and visit them on Good Friday. Right. So I told the boyfriend, no matter what, we are going to visit my parents. I don't give a damn if it's too much for you. If you don't want to, we are going to visit them. We are going to stay 2 nights. I'm going to ask our neighbor to take care of the cats. And we did so. And lo and behold, we went to the in-laws on Good Friday. And for whatever reason, they had a present for my mother. We don't give presents between the parents. I mean, they barely know each other. They have seen each other, I think, a couple of times so far, because I don't know if his parents would like to have more interaction with my parents, but quite honestly, my parents don't want to. And I have a feeling if my father had more interaction with his mother, things would get bloody at some point. My father doesn't hold back. Sometimes that can get a bit embarrassing. But I have a feeling in that case he would be very right. You're guessing already, my mood today is fabulous. I'm sorry that I'm ranting in your ear right now, but you're the only one I have. I ranted with my mother on the phone yesterday, but I have a feeling if I try that again, I'll just raise her blood pressure unnecessarily. And quite honestly, I like her. I don't want to kill her. Not that I want to kill you guys, but I think you don't have blood pressure problems. And if you do, please don't get excited about anything I'm going to tell you today. I don't know how much I'm actually going to tell. I just know I have to talk, and this is probably going to be super squirrely, I guess, because I really haven't planned this out. I just started the camera and thought, well, let's go and see where it takes us. I might be down the rabbit hole. I'm sorry if it happens this way. I'm also not concentrating very well. I probably should have left this section for today, because this is really confetti heaven. You know what? What is this skunk? I'm putting stuff on my canvas today that doesn't belong there. Whatever this is, it's sticking well. Yeah, so anyway, they had a present ready, and I thought, well, what is this now? Because we usually don't give presents between the parents. Yeah, I didn't say anything. I promised to give it to her, and I did, and when the boyfriend called his parents to tell them that we had safely arrived at my parents, I'm not sure why he actually did that, but he did it. My mother asked him to talk to his mother to obviously say thank you for the gift. She was as confused about as I was. And his mother, I'm not sure how to take this. This might be because she is actually Belgian and still struggles sometimes with finding the right words, even after 40-something years. Oh, Wax, don't give me trouble, please. Or if she actually meant it how she said it. But she actually said to my mother, when my mother asked why she gave her a present, because that's not a custom they do, she said, I had she basically said that the way I had mentioned it had sounded like I had expectations of them. Which I guess I had. I had the expectation that they having back off Easter this year. Because they already took over Christmas, even though it wasn't their time. I had no expectations whatsoever that they give my mother a present, because she really doesn't want it. So, yep. That made me mad already. Didn't say anything. I'm the dumbest that never says anything, because I don't want to ruffle any feathers and make things worse. Maybe I should stop that now. But anyway, I'm just glad that my father didn't hear it, because yep, that's one of the reasons why those two are not supposed to be into each other's vicinity for longer than is absolutely necessary, which in my case is never. But I thought this was actually an asshole move. I mean, I'm trying to give her the benefit of a doubt that it was just, once again, a matter of she chose the wrong words, because I know this happens to me in English quite a lot, even though I am considered to be very fluent in English and not too bad. But you know, with all the history there, I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think it was a dig. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't deserve that. But on the other hand, I know the boyfriend doesn't want to see it that way, but I know that I am considered the strange one in that family. Mainly because I have no need to treat them like they are my family, because they aren't. They are never going to be. Even if he ever gets off his ass and asks me to marry him, I am not going to consider them my family. They are my in-laws, and they are going to stay that forever and ever. And that might sound harsh, but it's earned. So I had to get a drink real quick. One of the recurring things with his family is the matter of him not calling often enough. I don't know what kind of husband or boyfriend you have, but mine is the type that would never call you for anything than a real reason. You know, he would never call you just to say hi. Not even his family. He calls for birthdays. He calls when we want to come visit. And he wants to make sure that we are all on the same page as far as when do we arrive, what are we going to do. Although I don't know why he bothers, because it always doesn't turn out in the end, because what his mother claims he said afterwards never fits what he actually said. Yeah. But he would never call just to call. This is something I do with my mother. We call each other frequently. We no longer call each other daily, but we had quite a few years where we pretty much called each other daily. And I think that she does that with her daughter as well, but I don't want to put gender roles on people, but I think generally that's a female trait. I know a few chatty men who actually like to talk on the phone. I know they exist, but they are rare in my opinion. And the boyfriend is not one of them. And they should know it. And yet, they put all the pressure on him when it comes to staying in contact with his sister and with her. She actually likes to say she doesn't want to call. She feels like she is bothering us if she does. And I've told her so many times that this is bullshit. And maybe I should next time really tell her that it's gequirlte Scheiße, like we would say in German. What she's saying, because she doesn't seem to get it. You know, I told you that my boyfriend suffered from severe depressions for quite some time. And I have no problem with saying that I blame his mother mainly for that. Because of this type of behavior, this type of pressure she likes to put on him, and he doesn't deal well with that. He can deal with professional pressure, but he can't deal with emotional pressure. He's just not equipped for that. And she does that all the time. So she's putting all the pressure of staying in contact on him. Always. She's claiming she's doing it because his psychologist he used to see years ago told her she had to step back and let him come to her. But seriously, people, am I strange, or is she just the number one bullshitter out there? Because if you have raised your son, you know how he ticks. And if you know that this son would rather have a root canal than just call for the sake of calling and to have a chit-chat on the phone, wouldn't you know that you can't demand from him to change how he is, how he feels, how he behaves to fit her expectations? It's always about her. And this annoys me so much. I mean, why, people? Why? And she keeps doing that. And his sister is the same. She is the same. She's a doctor. She's a neurosurgeon. She works, quite obviously, in a hospital. You guys probably know how working at the hospital works. It's never really scheduled. I mean, you'd never know today this person or this week this person is working from 9 to 5. It could be a 24-hour shift, it could be a 36-hour shift, it could be a day shift, it could be a night shift. You never know when you can actually call these people unless they send you their work schedule for the week each and every week. And still she is expecting him to call. Lo and behold, if he calls and wakes her because she is on night shift and he calls on a normal daytime, she's going to get very mad at him. We've had that too. So, his sister did have this wonderful idea because the mother turned 70 on Christmas and the father will turn 70 next month, that it would be a beautiful idea if all of us went on vacation with them this year. Yeah. I was pretty much not asked for my opinion. The boyfriend told me and I told the boyfriend no. I basically said no, I don't want to do this. My opinion didn't matter. They went ahead. They presented this vacation that isn't just going to cost a shit ton of money, but also to me, very valuable vacation time. And of course, the mother-in-law was so happy about this present. That's another thing that bothers me about this family so much. They show their love to each other through presents. The bigger, the better. This is not something I'm used to. I've grown up with parents that usually told me, if I asked them, what would you like for your birthday? What would you like for Christmas? Nothing. Or make me something. So they liked handmade stuff. They never asked for anything shopboard. They never asked for anything expensive. And they would have never accepted a present like that from me. Or from me and my brother if we ever hit our heads too hard and decided we had to give them a gift together. Which is never going to happen, by the way. So yeah, but not this family. This family thinks this is normal behavior. She was ecstatically happy about this. And since Christmas, they kept reminding my boyfriend that he still had to confirm whether we could make this week, and yeah, or if it was just the long weekend, because we chose a week which is actually including a public holiday that falls on the Thursday, and would give us the possibility to just make it a long weekend in case we can't get a full week of vacation. Because remember, I changed jobs at the beginning of the year, or assignments. And I told them I have no clue if I can actually take vacation, especially in the middle of the holiday period. This is going to be probably the beginning of the summer vacation for kids in the part of the country where most of the people work that are now part of my team. I think I mentioned before that in Germany we start summer vacation set off from each other. So I'm living down south and we usually start the latest. We don't start before end of July usually. But further up north, they usually start very early, mid to third week of June. And the part where my team is mostly located now is in the middle. And the middle, let me count real quick that I don't put it somewhere where I actually need 4. The middle can be either or. So I don't know. So from the beginning, even before it was officially gifted to the parents-in-law, I told my sister-in-law I can't guarantee that I can go, and I will only be able to take the long weekend. From the beginning, I said it's not going to be the whole week. I'm sorry. I wasn't sorry, and I was never sure if I could take the whole week. I basically didn't want to. Let's be honest here, but I can't be honest with that family. It's just impossible. So yeah. I guess I was ignored once again, because the in-laws visited on the last February weekend for the boyfriend's birthday, and they told him then that he had to contact his sister and confirm whether we could go for a whole week, or maybe I should go back further. When it was presented to the mother-in-law, it was still, we are all going to go a whole week. Which was very fun for me in the middle of a restaurant, because I couldn't say, well, I told you no, we are not going to be there for the whole week. It's not possible. I already told you that. So I once again very cautiously said, I'm not sure I can make the whole week. I have to check first. I have been reassigned to be a project manager for office relocations, and I actually have a relocation happening at the end of June. At the time, that was very true. The project was still on. Yeah, okay. So February, they kept saying you have to contact your sister. She's waiting to hear from you. She doesn't know if you are going to be there for the whole week or just the long weekend. Yada, 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 yada. I don't know about you, but my brain goes the way that it thinks you want something from me. So why don't you call me? But that's just me. Especially if you are the person who is very hard to reach from the get-go. But yeah. So, I don't know why, but he didn't contact her. He kept pushing it off. And even though I still consider my my saying her in December that we were not going to make it the whole week, that we were just going to be there for the long weekend, was enough information towards her about this topic. She didn't seem to agree because, like a 5-year-old, she kept complaining to her mother that her bad brother didn't contact her about this. Yeah. She'll be 45 soon, and she still runs to mommy and complains about her brother. It's very mature, isn't it? Just glad that she's so far away that she'll never operate on me. This is really driving me nuts. So yeah, fast forward to the Easter weekend. We were there Good Friday, and once again, you have to contact your sister. You don't contact her enough. She always says you never call, you never write. And by the way, you still haven't told her when you are going to join us for this vacation you have planned for us. All right. My boyfriend has one very bad defense mechanism. To avoid conflict, he sometimes uses, I don't know if you would consider that a white lie. He basically tells you what he thinks you would like to hear. So when I ask him, for example, when was the last time you cleaned the litter box? The standard answer I'm going to get, no matter what condition the litter box is in, and he should know that I have checked before I asked him and would know that his answer is not true, is always yesterday, I think. Yeah, right. So when his mother said you haven't contacted your sister, his knee-jerk reaction was to say, I wrote her an email on Wednesday. Well, I knew that moment that he didn't, because it seems I'm the only one who knows him. But I didn't say anything, as always. We went to spend a couple of days with my parents. We returned home, and we returned home on Sunday. And Sunday night, the phone rings. It's the mother-in-law. And she was furious, dressing him down on the phone for not contacting his sister, that she was fed up with this. She gave him the usual guilt trip of, you only have one sister, you should keep in contact with her, and if we didn't want to go on this vacation with them, we should grow a pair and finally come out and say it. I was biting my tongue so hard not to call from the peanut gallery that I had said from the beginning I didn't want to go. That I had the pair of balls from the get-go, but no one was listening to me. Because I was once again screaming into the void. Yeah. So, I told him, you are going to tell your sister now that we are indeed growing a pair of balls now, and we are not going on this vacation, because I was completely 100% fed up with this crap. And I'll put up a disclaimer that there's a bit of cursing in this video, and you should probably not watch it with little ears around. I'm sorry about that. At least I'm not dropping F-bombs left and right, right? So anyway, he wrote a long email. I had no idea what he wrote. I was just pretty sure that it was not what I told him, because that's usually what he does, ignoring my opinion. Because he's more afraid of his family than he is afraid of me. So he wrote this email. He went to work. Oh no, Monday, I don't know when. Sometime Monday I asked him, and what did you now write to your sister, and he said that we are going to come for the long weekend. You know, guys, I can take quite a lot before I lose my patience. I am sometimes too patient, I think. I should speak up earlier than I usually do. But that was the moment I thought, you know what, no. I don't give a damn. No. This vacation, I didn't want it from the get-go. I said I didn't want it. This vacation is going to happen without me. I'll make it happen. So we went to work on Tuesday, and which was yesterday. And I sat here and stewed on it for the whole day. I was super mad. I didn't calm down no matter what I did. And I spilled beads on my canvas, of course. And towards the end of his working day, when my mother called, I decided, you know what, I'm going to tell her the whole thing now. We talked for, I think something like 95 minutes on the phone. She was just as mad as I was, which is also not easy to achieve, let me tell you. This is the right purple. But why do you have the same issue that the dark blue round beads never want to come out of your tray? I do. Especially the 123 is always giving me loads of issues. So anyway, we talked, and I told her, you know what, when he is coming home, I'm going to sit him down for a talk. I'm going to tell him what I'm going to do, and he then can make his own choice if he's finally going to stand up or if he's going to take it lying down. I don't give a damn any longer. I can't. I just can't. So when he came home, surprisingly, he realized right away that something was off about me, and he asked, and I told him, we have to talk. Yep, I said the infamous words. Usually if we have some kind of conflict, and we hardly ever do, he has this this kicked puppy look, which he has really perfected over the years. He got that right away. I told him, I'm sorry, but we really have to talk. This is an issue, and I need to get it out, because otherwise something is going to happen. So yeah, we went through dinner. We sat down, and I told him that I could no longer cope with the way his family was behaving. That I could no longer accept the fact that they are unable to accept their own son and brother the way he is, that they are trying to change him, even though it's an impossible thing to do, and he shouldn't even have to try to change how he is, because it's not the end of the world that he is not inclined to call his family just for shits and giggles. It's really not the end of the world. And if they want something from him, if he hasn't given information they need, they can just pick up the freaking phone and call. Even if he isn't home, I am most of the time. I work a lot from home, and I am home most of the time. And they know it. They really know it. It's not a secret. It hasn't been a secret over the past 11 years? That's a long time. Yeah. I also told him that come Monday, when I'm going back to work, I'm going to contact my new manager, and I'm going to tell her that she gave me a new project on during the Good Friday week, right before he went on vacation, and that I think she forgot that she approved for me to go on vacation during the third week of June, basically towards the end of June. and that this project she gave me was due at the end of June. And if I should replan my vacation, because I actually didn't have to have it in that week. I just chose the week because it was free, because the initial project I had that was supposed to end in June had been held up due to approvals that were missing, and the end date has now been rescheduled to November. So the pressure was off there, and I thought, yeah, then let's take this STEM vacation, so I have some days to actually get over this nightmare before I have to go back to work. And I told him, I'm not going to take this vacation, and you are on your own. You can either tell them we can't make it, or you're going on your own, but I'm not going. I'm done with that. I will take on the role of the bad guy now, and I'll wear the badge proudly. I don't give a shit. I just don't want any longer. The last 6 months have been so hard emotionally on me. I'm usually tough when it comes to emotional stuff. I can take a lot. But the last 6 months have been hard. Very, very hard. Our family has suffered quite a few blows, one right after the other, and I am officially a bit more on the outskirts because of the distance between the physical distance with me living down here between me and the rest of my family, but I am my mother's sole emotional support. So whenever something hits her heart, she calls me and bounces stuff off me, which is fine. I'm happy to do this, but if things just don't stop for 6 months straight, and I'm also dealing with changes at work, and actually not good changes at work, because it did turn out to be, I think, my decision to reassign was, I think, not the best decision to make. I'm not sure yet. I want to stay positive, but I'm quickly losing the ability to stay positive about it. And well, quickly is also not right. I've been trying to stay positive for the last 4 months. I think that's quite a long time. But if things don't stop, even I am reaching the point where I just can't take anymore, and I'm at this point now. And let me tell you, his family can't take a hint. I mean, I don't want to discuss my family situation with them. I don't want to discuss the topic of having to relocate my grandmother to a home for the elderly care with them. But I'm sorry. I basically told them that it happened, and I was expecting for them to be a bit more understanding than they actually are. Maybe even ask a question or two how she's doing, which they didn't. They basically pretended they didn't know, I guess. I don't know. Topic never came up. That hurt me, quite honestly. Don't know why it shouldn't, but it did. And I guess that's another reason why I decided I can't take this crap any longer. I also can't take his sister's crap any longer. She's had a problem with me from day one. The boyfriend says it's not true, but I know it is. She even said a few years ago, when she threw a tantrum like a 3-year-old on Christmas, that she believes the fact that he never contacts his family is my fault, which is ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. I mean, I don't give a shit if he calls his family, but because I know that they are going to pressure him about it,
I usually try to remember to ask him every few weeks or so if he has recently talked to his parents. And believe me, if I didn't do this, he would call even less. And then to infer that I am the issue, that I am forcing him to cut ties with his family. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Asshole. Yeah. No, I'm never going to truly warm up to this family ever again. They had every chance, but they blew so many of them. It's basically, oh, we have an issue, let's throw money on it. That's another thing they don't comprehend. His sister married quite wealthy. And she doesn't really have to check herself as far as money goes. Her brother didn't. I am the main breadwinner here. I've always been. But now, right now, the situation is actually that I still earn quite a bit more than the boyfriend, but most of the more goes into a saving account, into a private retirement fund. If you boil it down, I have 150 euros more per month than him. That's not a lot. That's really not a lot. And I don't know what they think I earn. That's something we traditionally are very reluctant to talk about here in Germany. I think it's not the same everywhere else. I think there are actually parts of the world where people are more free with letting their peers and family know what they earn. We don't usually do this. We're very closed off about that. And I have no idea what they think I earn, but I can't just afford the type of vacation oh, sorry, that's probably the main line. Be back.
And we are back. And no DAC for me. Me sad. But on the other hand, a shit ton of packages for my neighbors. They glad to have me. Well, anyway. Sorry for the quick break, even though you won't notice it because it was just a second. But I actually used the time to get a piece of chocolate to calm myself down. I actually haven't eaten yet and it's now 11:15. It's probably a bad idea because on top of being annoyed, I'm probably going to get hangry any moment. No, I'm already there. I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I just can't afford the type of vacation they have planned for their parents. They are planning to go to one of the islands I talked about last time when we talked about the vacations I had taken, and they are actually not planning to go to just any of the islands which are affordable for the normal human being. They are going to go to the one where the celebrities go. Don't get me started on this. That's the last place on earth I want to be. But yeah, alright, we go there for a whole week. So if I am not able to afford, let's say, half of it, because the siblings are supposed to share the costs of the house and stuff like that, how is he supposed to? He earns even less. Yeah, but this is not taken into consideration because it seems we are the only ones who don't have to take money into consideration. I don't know. So this was something that had annoyed me from the get-go, but especially now, because when we returned home on Sunday, his car was starting to make funny noises and he had to take it into the shop yesterday.
We don't know yet how expensive this is going to be. He also needs to get new winter tires this year because his are 5 years old and he can't use them any longer. They don't have enough grip left on them, so that's another big purchase he has to make in the next 6 months. And last but not least, he scratched his car up last year in our garage, and I told him from the beginning he had to take it into the shop and had to have it looked at, because it looked like he didn't just scratch the paint job but also the metal underneath, which means it's going to rust at some point. This weekend I saw the side of this car for the first time in a long time in daylight, and I actually saw that it had started to rust. So now, whatever the costs would have been to take care of the scratches before will increase, because now that it's rusting, they have to take the whole paint job off in that section down to the bare metal and have to do the full thing, the full procedure on this part. I mean, even if they only do it on this actual part where it's scratched, it's his driver's side door on the back, and I think it's part of the bumper as well, which of course is painted on this stupid car. It will cost a lot more than it would have last year. He didn't answer when I asked, but I'm pretty sure he didn't have that done because he knew that he couldn't afford the vacation if he did. Yay. I'm just so mad about this. So yeah. This talk went like it always went. I was the one talking, he was the one not saying anything. And I finally told him, please say something. I'm giving up on you. He said a few words that didn't make a whole lot of sense. And basically then I started crying. I think I need to see a doctor. I really do. I think all this emotional stress in the last 6-7 months, I mean, you just noticed a few minutes ago I nearly started crying then too. It's just brought me to the edge of what I can take, and I'm actually not sure if I'm already on the road to depression, but I have a feeling I am. And I sometimes wonder if it's like being crazy. The moment you consider being crazy, you are not. But I think depression is a bit different. I'm not sure. I have only dealt with a person who didn't want to admit that he had an issue, and who we actually had to force into therapy in the beginning. So I don't know how this usually works, and I don't know how you actually start the conversation if you just go to your regular doctor and say, hey doctor, I think I'm either depressed already or I'm on the way there. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know, because I have no freaking clue. But I started crying, and I think that's when he finally noticed that things are not right here. They are not right. I'm pretty sure it's not going to change anything. He's probably still going to go on this vacation, but I'm not. I'm just not. There's nothing in this world that could make me go on this vacation at this point. I don't give a damn. I don't. Yeah, anyway, this is my cheerful WIP Chat for today. How are you doing? How did your Easter vacation go? I hope it was a bit more fun than how mine ended on Sunday. The visit with my parents was actually quite nice. I liked the couple of days we were able to stay this time. Usually we only stay one night because of the cats. I have a neighbor who has agreed to take care of them, and she has done so last year when my grandmother turned 90, because we also stayed a couple of nights back then. And that's working out quite well, but to be honest with you, I am part of the problem. It's not really the cats. They don't even give us a lot of cold shoulder and grief once we return. They are actually they are great cats. I mean, we come back and we get the stink eye for about 5 minutes, and then it's all right. The only thing I have to live with is that they are going to try to sit or lie on me for the next 24 hours, so that I can't get away again. But I am part of the problem. I don't want to be away. The moment I am, I just miss them so much, and I want to be back. And even if they are just sleeping next to me for hours and hours and hours, like Miss Lola is right now. She's like always on her chair right next to me, curled up into a ball and sleeping. That's just where I want to be. So anyway, I did enjoy this weekend. It was a nice weekend. We had great weather. We visited my grandmother on Saturday, spent the afternoon with her, and she was very happy. I actually got to meet some of the people working in the home she's in now. We switched homes at the end of January because the first one, quite honestly, she kept calling it prison, and I think she was right. But it took a bit of time until we had another opening for her in another house. So yeah, it was not a nice time. Like I said, a lot of emotional crap going down. But she was quite happy. I met a few of the people working there. I could take a better look around than the last time when I picked up my car from the dealership there. And I think this is actually a nice place to be. So yeah, at least this is working out. And then we spent a nice Easter Sunday in peace and quiet before we went home on Sunday afternoon. And then shit happened. Yeah. I actually don't know if this is normal. I know that my mother always told me, I'm so sorry that you have to go through this, that you have to always split time between two families, because she never had to deal with that. My parental grandmother was long dead when she met my father, and my parental grandfather died when I was 3 years old, so there wasn't much other family to deal with, especially because my father didn't really keep in contact with most of his siblings. But she also always told me, whatever you do, never ask him to make the choice between you and his family, because even if he does choose you, it's going to be something that you will hear about for the rest of your life. And I did actually heed this advice, and I'm never going to force him to make a decision between us. But sometimes I really, really, and this is going to sound awful, I really wish he would do what his sister's husband did. At least last I knew, he didn't have much contact with his own family. He spends all his time with hers. And isn't this a nice, easy life, not having to decide who gets which holiday and not having to deal with people who think they are entitled to everything and the other family is entitled to nothing. Family is wonderful. As you can guess, I'm not much of a family person. I spent my time with my parents and I spent time with my grandmother, and everything beyond that is actually, yeah, they exist. I don't need them. This might sound very bad, but yeah, that's just how I roll. Family for me has always been stressful and nice to see you once a year, now be gone. I mean, I even haven't spoken to my brother in at least a decade. Can you imagine that? It's mainly because I don't have a phone number for him. I would call him once in a while, especially on his birthday, but other than he is in Austria, I don't really know where he is. I don't have a phone number. And I guess that's how it's going to be. But you know what? I am not crying in my sleep about that. It's fine. That's what he chose. Yeah. I'm sorry this wasn't more cheerful, guys. I really wish it was. I wanted to record a WIP Chat working on this painting, and I really didn't intend to make it into this, but I guess I had to unload, and you have to suffer the consequences. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop this here. No, I think we are already over an hour once again if I combine the two clips, and I really want to record at least a couple more WIP Chats this week that are a little more cheerful. Probably returning to the tag next. Yeah. Sounds like a good plan to me right now. And I really have to get something to eat now, or I might get really hangry, and we don't want that. Anyway, guys, if you still liked this, even though I was basically telling you my life story in a less cheerful tone than I usually do, I'm sorry. Please leave a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and would like to see more of what I do, please hit the subscribe button, maybe hit the bell to be notified about new videos I upload. And other than that, I hope you have a better day than me, and we will talk to each other soon. Bye bye.